How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to do another video talking about things that I've sold in the year of 2020. One of my more popular videos I put out was, what's the best item to sell on eBay for car parts? I will leave that link right here, right now. I thought that maybe, at the end of this year, I would make a list of, what parts I've sold and for how much money and all of that. So I have a list going right here of what I've sold. I did not write everything down. I really only wrote the big things that made me the most money, the most items that I've sold throughout the year and what I've made the most money on. And if you guys have been following along with what I like to sell, my number one thing that I like to sell are headlights. I have found out for myself that headlights are one of the best profits that you can make. All the new headlights, all the new technology, the headlights are getting very expensive and you can resell those things for a lot of money. You're not selling headlights for $50 anymore. You can sell a lot of headlights for $200, $300, $400, but I've also sold a couple headlights for over $1,000. So headlights are by far my number one thing I like to sell. If I could only sell one thing, it would be new xenon LED headlights. Those are the best. If I knew how to get my hands on every single one in the junkyard, I would. All of these prices that I'm listing are after eBay fees and, taxes and everything. What I'm listing out is actual money that I've actually made. So this year I have sold 37 headlights for $10,297. This pretty much covers any manufacturer, Chevy, Ford, Range Rover, Audi, BMW, Lincoln, Honda, Acura, the list goes on. There are some headlights from certain manufacturers that go for a lot more money, but you really can't go wrong with any of the newer technology headlights. The three most expensive headlights I sold this year are a Lincoln Navigator, a Range Rover Sport, and an Audi Q7 headlight. I sold each one of those for $700 a piece. I actually have another Audi Q7 headlight that I will be listing soon. And I have a Jaguar headlight that is listed right now for $850. So I've said it before, headlights are the best thing you guys can find. If you can find them cheap enough or you can get them somewhere for free, sell them. And I think in the next coming years, it'll only get easier and better to find these because more and more cars are having LED headlights and they are very expensive from the factory to replace them. So people will be looking to buy them at half the cost. So if it costs $1,500 new, people will still be willing to spend $500 on a used headlight. So I think it's only going to get better from here on out with this stuff. For all those headlights, it comes out to around $277 average price per headlight. So as you can see, that's a pretty high price. So if you guys can find those, I would definitely do it. The next best thing that I sold was taillights. Taillights are kind of like headlights where the newer technology taillights that have all the LEDs are getting very expensive. There are still a lot of manufacturers that are not using LED technology yet, but even so, some of those taillights can be very expensive. For the taillights, I have sold 16 taillights for $1,675. That comes out to around $104 on average per taillight. That's actually pretty good. There's a lot more taillights out there that are very expensive. So if I could get my hands on more, I could sell more. So 16 taillights is definitely a good amount. Taillights are good. They will make you some good money. I have also sold 5 door mirrors for $1,429. I hate to keep saying it, but once again, with all the new technology coming out in all these cars, mirrors are one thing that are getting more expensive because they're putting sensors and cameras in them. I sold my Mercedes-Benz mirror for $400. I have sold a Ford Super Duty tow mirror for $400. And I even sold a Dodge Ram tow mirror for $350. So as you can see, some of these really add up in price. So don't overlook some mirrors. Obviously, the more expensive the car, probably the more expensive the mirror is. So BMWs, Mercedes, Audis, and things like that have very expensive mirrors. But the same thing also goes for the trucks. All the tow mirrors on the trucks, whether they're Ford, Dodge, or Chevy, where they have all the power and they have the cameras, are very expensive. So if you guys can find those, that is something to look out for. And the last thing that I've sold multiple things of are front grills. I've sold 11 grills this year for $1,152. Some of these aren't too expensive, but they do add up. The most expensive grill I sold was a Chevy Silverado grill for $350. So once again, it's all about finding them and, seeing if they are expensive or not. It goes without saying that, the more expensive the car, the more expensive the parts. So if you guys see grills from, the European sports cars and, luxury cars, Cadillac Escalades and all of those, you can usually make some good money off of them. Now, the downfall to grills are they are big and they are big to ship. But if you're making $400 and you're charging somebody $50 to ship them, then usually it's worth your money. So I would not hesitate to buy more grills in the future. So for all those items I just listed, it's 67 items on eBay, and that grand total is $15,235. And if you have watched my year-end video, I sold 110 items. So this list right here is over half of the items I sold throughout the whole year. And it made me $15,000. And like I said, this is after fees. I already subtracted the fees from this list. So that's $15,000 just from headlights, taillights, a couple wheels, mirrors, and grills. So these are all the best things that I've sold in the last year. There are a lot of little things that obviously added up to the rest of the money that I made, but these are the main thing. And like I keep saying, the number one thing is headlights. The more headlights you guys can find, the more money you're going to make. I'm hoping to do even more of them, next year. If you guys are trying to think about what you can find to resell, this is just some of the information that I'm giving you guys from, what I've actually sold on my eBay. So hopefully you guys take this information and you guys can go out and find some good stuff for yourselves. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not already. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.